Which side of my face is the black face paint or the Euphoria foundation? You can't tell. You know why? Tar in a bottle. This is jet black face paint, and this is the darkest shade of the Euphoria Date Night foundation. This is black face paint. This is the darkest shade of the Euphoria foundation. A few months ago, I tried the darkest shade of the Euphoria foundation. This is what it looked like on me. I'm gonna apply some of the foundation on this side of my face so you guys can see. Let's just go ahead and try to blend this out, you guys. Enough. Who is that color?
You just use black pigment? Be so fucking for real.
The fact that it was on a wheel and nobody noticed.
To wipe this off, let me put the paint all over my face. I'm literally just going in with the face paint. We're gonna do some painting, and let me just go ahead and blend it out with a brush. This is the darkest shade of the Euphoria foundation. This is black face paint. Sometimes it's okay to say, hey, maybe my brand is not made for complexion. I'm gonna squeeze a pump of this on my forehead just right out the bottle so you guys can see that I'm literally not joking. We're gonna do a big blend of this, you guys. When we say that we want you guys to make shades for us, we don't mean to go to the lab and ask for minstrel show black. What we mean is to take the browns that you have made, create undertones, and do what you need to do in the lab so it's a darker shade of brown. This is the darkest shade 600, and as you guys can see in the bottle, literally jet black. The shade right next to it, shade 590. This is what it looks like in the bottle. Here is shade 600. You guys, there could be like 10 more shades in between these two shades. In addition to that, when we go to the actual website and we look at the swatch, not only is the swatch online literally jet black, there's literally only 4 or 5 shades for people that actually have dark complexions. Not really for black people, for being honest. Not only in 2024 is this so disgusting and disrespectful, but this needs to be pulled off the shelves. You can't tell.
I wanted y'all to see something first before folks start gaslighting her and other black creators in the comments. So this is one of Euphoria's lightest foundations. If you look here at the bottom of the ingredient list, you'll notice 3 different colors. Stay with me now. The CI stands for color index, and it basically represents titanium white, red, and yellow iron oxides. Pretty much the only colors you need to make a lighter shade of foundation. But then if we look at their darkest shade, the ingredient list tells a different story. Here there's only one pigment, CI77499, which is just black iron oxide. No other colorants. This foundation literally only has pure black pigment. Here's a close-up if you missed it the first time. And before folks say, oh, maybe it's meant as a mixing pigment, that makes no sense. Anyone who's ever taken an art class will tell you that black is a terrible pigment to mix with because it just makes things gray and muddy. And skin tones typically have some combination of eumelanin and pheomelanin. The pheomelanin is where we get the red and yellow undertones. And this problem is so avoidable. She literally could have used NARS or Fenty foundation shades as a benchmark. This brand does not care about us.
I don't know, I find it really interesting when people are like, they're rage baiting you, doing exactly what they want by talking about them. This is all a big elaborate scam. They're rage baiting you. Y'all giving them way too much credit for me. I think what's actually wilder is the fact that this isn't a rage baiting scheme at all. That's the gag. They thought they did something. They thought they were doing the most noble thing known to the entire beauty community, and they missed the mark by a lot. If you're someone that's ever worked in the beauty industry, corporate side specifically, or if you're someone that's regularly involved and engaged in the beauty community on a daily basis, you would know that this beauty brand, they really thought they ate. If this was a whole rage baiting scheme, that would make even more sense than this. Because baby, when the Times is reporting about you, The Cut, you're an itty bitty baby company, and these big publications are literally saying that you are racially insensitive. How do you recover from that? I don't know. I do think it's important that we have these conversations, and I do think it's important that we hold these brands accountable. This whole rage baiting idea would just be so silly because they actually have everything to lose. Everything. They really thought they did that. They really thought they ate. They really thought they were about to be this brand with the darkest foundation on the market. That's what they wanted. That's the buzz that they wanted. Because when that one person made a video and they showed a screenshot of what Euphoria sent to their ambassadors, basically scrambling to figure out a way to justify them coming out with that shade, and basically telling all their ambassadors to go comment positive things under any negative video that they saw, you can tell they were scrambling. More than anything, this is telling people where they should not be shopping. And I think that's very important. I think these are important conversations to have. You need to understand the craziness, the madness of it all is that they were being so for real. And that's the wildest part.
Look at this. Perfect. Oh my God.
Isn't it great?
Chris.
I know, it's my dream.
I have goosebumps everywhere. This is out of this world.
What a birthday.
I know everyone is mad at Youthforia, but I gotta say, I see the humor here. Not only did they make a huge jump between their second darkest shade and their darkest shade, but they made their darkest shade with like no semblance of a human undertone. They were literally like, oh, you want a darker shade? Well, here, damn, you happy? And it's such an unforced error because so many non-Black people do not care about the shade range. Be like, oh my God, yeah, this brand has an awful shade range. Anyway, as long as they made a halfway decent product, non-Black people were going to buy it. Like, there's no racial beauty solidarity. Like, that's not a thing, right? But they couldn't help themselves. They had to be a little petty. And since they want to be petty, every single time you Google Youthforia, now you're going to get articles about how they went and tried to bottle blackface. And blackface is one of the few things that non-Black people as a collective tend to recognize as racism. Like systemic racism over a lot of people's heads. Microaggressions doesn't faze them. Blackface, they know about blackface. All this to end up in a worse position than when you started. I have to laugh.
Which side of my face is the black face paint or the Youthforia foundation?
People are in an uproar
This
about
is
this
jet black
foundation.
face paint, and this is the darkest shade of the Youthforia Date Night foundation.
Girl, that look
This
like
is
tar.
black face paint. This is the darkest shade of the Youthforia foundation.
This is the brand owner, and she went into a little more depth in how the foundations are made.
When I started working on this product 3.5 years ago, I told my lab, you have no budget. Just make me the best thing chemically possible.
So you
I
made a
accidentally
black
made
face
a really
foundation?
expensive formula. Formula cost is as much as a popular $800.
$48 foundation goes up to shade 600. And y'all, I don't know. When I first saw this foundation, who I immediately thought of was this creator. She is so beautiful, and I've been seeing her TikToks everywhere. So I don't know, because like this is the darkest girl that I have for reference. I don't know if there's any more dark-skinned girls than her, darker than her. You can really comment down below. Because some of the skin tones in her are purple, and that foundation is giving straight black. There is no red undertone, peach undertone, brown undertone, whatever undertone. It's just black. By the way, y'all should go follow her. I love her content. And by the way, this is the brand owner, so I hope that she got some brown skin or dark skin girlies on this to like really test her foundation and give her feedback, because it doesn't seem like she did. I really love that runs really dark for my dark skin girlies if you guys are looking for it. And it's very unaffordable with $29. This is called Wayne Beauty. Interesting about this brand, instead of starting from light to dark, it goes from dark to light. And it's honestly refreshing to see every time.
The fact that it was on a wheel and nobody noticed. We got white, light, bright, Sprite, fair, air, all the way caramel, black. Every day I'm ashamed.
Shade of Youthforia foundation.
Look how dark
is a
that is.
cool neutral.
What did I tell y'all? What did I tell y'all? They do not care, okay? They straight up do not care, and this shows exactly why they did not care, right? Right, okay. Thank you so much to Woomy. I hope I pronounced your name correctly, but this information is scalding tea, okay? It's scalding, it's piping hot. Apparently, Youthforia needed to test their shade 600 and didn't have someone around in the vicinity anywhere that they could test the shade 600 because it was too dark and they couldn't find anyone, right? So apparently they went to the Dubai Mall and found Alvin and Jackson, and they found them and they were like, oh my God, you're so perfect. You are definitely shade 600, which is like black. Shade 600 looked like this.
The darkest shade of Youthforia foundation.
Look how dark that is.
Cool neutral. Alvin has a great skin. I am half the face of Youthforia foundation. You can see the before and after. Pro Youthforia. Like,
that is not his shade. They swatched only these two shades because that's what they had on these people and went, oh my God, it's such a perfect shade match. Oh my God, gassing it up. Oh my God, they looked ashy. Okay, they look like Sahara Desert. You cannot see anything, okay? It is great. I've had enough.
Intention to launch this as a proof of concept, see if people even liked the base formula.
You were on Shark Tank. Mark Cuban was backing you, and you had this idea for makeup that you could sleep in. This is Fenty. It caters to skin tones. I am a consumer. I have my degree in business. Another brand that caters to skin tones, Pat McGrath Labs. My first question was going to be, why did you send creators who have worked 2 to 3 times as hard to build a platform items that were like bait and switch? These are the colors that match your shade, and they don't. Even one size gets it. Data shows Black consumers are not being catered enough to in the beauty space and the hair space. Black consumers in the US are spending 9 times more on beauty products than other ethnic groups. We drive the beauty industry. If you want, I will show you how much money I have spent this year alone on makeup and skincare. And a business that doesn't recognize this is making a huge mistake. $1.2 trillion spent by Black consumers in 2020, the year before you went onto Shark Tank. $473 million was spent on beauty products alone. That number represents the significant growth in the industry. To get to those numbers, what do? You do diversity and inclusion. That means you can cater to the customers like me and the influencers. They can promote your product. It doesn't just happen. We have to feel included so we can make an informed customer decision. That diversity and inclusion is developing the products for our skin, color, shade range. It has to be a part of the plan to get to those dollars. Nielsen's not just saying to cater to us, to our customers, saying you actually need to prioritize us. Let's talk 2024. Unfortunately, the data shows that our demographic is not being catered to. For 2024, our demographic, the numbers are set to exceed or reach $1.8 trillion. $1.8 trillion. So it's only going up from there. Those are the business facts. Those are the numbers. We're talking trillions of dollars. And all it takes is a bit of research and an actual plan.
It took that lady 3 fucking years to make foundation that I could use as eyeliner. And thought that we couldn't look up the freaking ingredients list. You just use black pigment? Are you making foundation for him? They made a foundation for you, buddy. Like, what are you doing? Whatever happened to learning about undertones? Cool and warm. The Fenty Beauty Foundation Guidebook is on Sephora's website if you need help finding shades for everyone. You said I have no budget. Make me the best foundation on the market. And you have 3 Gregorian calendar years. And you gave them liquid eyeliner in a bottle. You should be in jail.
Y'all know I already said it once and I'm gonna say it again. We don't care, we're tired. Of course they don't have a shade for your skin because they don't care about you. You have black makeup and skincare brands begging for y'all support. We don't care no more.
Okay, let's put it all on the table. Number one, like, there's probably people in the world who do have this as a shade range. Are they a very small minority? Yes. And is it these guys? Do these guys have this as their shade color? I don't believe it for a second. But what irritates me the most is this is their shade range, and they still have shit like Find Your Shade on their website. But this is generally just not a diverse shade range. Like, you could put the claim like, yes, small business, da-da-da-da, but like that doesn't excuse having like 10 like light shade ranges and then having like 5 dark shade ranges. Like, because you understand that people of lighter tones have different undertones, but for some reason people of darker tones only have like 5 different undertones. Like, I don't know. Like, I think they're not even the worst brand who shows this, but when I feel like brands have a fundamental misunderstanding of dark skin and understand the fact that like dark skin can have different undertones. They can be more reddish, they can be more bluish, they can be more neutral. I just don't trust them. Like, you shouldn't be making makeup if you have a fundamental misunderstanding of dark skin. And there probably are people who are like, okay, I found my color from that brand. But it's just kind of like, don't sit here and put that find your shade stuff like y'all are Fenty Beauty. When you have 25 shades and 10 of them are the same color, just different hues. Like, what? Like, if you're truly about diversity in your foundation ranges.
But I do have to say, that's the level of petty that I aspire to be one day. Because this is so fucking petty. I can't believe it. It's actually kind of funny. I'm not even mad. It's actually kind of funny. But not funny haha, but funny wow. Like, you know what I mean? I do hope that no black person buys from this company, buy their foundation. Maybe they might have some good eyeshadows or eyeliners, but the foundation, definitely not, because it's giving tar, it's giving face paint, it's giving, no, that's what it's giving. It's giving everything that is not right. I'm so shocked, just crazy. But the pettiness is to next level. It's next level. Because now they were just playing with our faces.